But on Wednesday, the first game is the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Portland Trailblazers. This game, let's look at Damian Lillard. No worries, played 40 minutes, took 27 shots. So, I don't know if he's injured. If he's had some, I don't think the coach would play him 40 minutes and he would take 27 shots. But again, really bad efficiency. So something is up. Maybe he just didn't play ball in the summer. I don't know. 3 for 12. I still think we should look at him as a top 10 guy because he's doing it, at least top 15. So I'm still going to look to buy low. Any top 30 guy plus somebody else for Damian Lillard. At some point, he's going to be out of it. And he's clearly trying. He added two steals as well. So this game, the counting stats is not too bad. And he played high minutes, took the most shot on the team. So, I still think he's top, from top 10 to top 15, at least. CJ, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, still in the block. I do want to say Damian Lillard's the free throw also is impacting him a little bit. So we'll see, moving forward. CJ, 7 for 19, 21 points, an okay game. I think remain to be a sell high. Where is McCollum's ranking so far? He's 21st ranked player. I should look, I'm looking at him as a top 50. A guy that scored 22 points, 23 points, no worries, 4 threes. Okay, he could possibly do that, yes, but 1.4 steals and 1.1 blocks, those are not going to stick, in my opinion. So try to trade him if you can. Sell him high. Nurkic, 6 points, 9 rebounds, a steal, just average numbers. But Nurkic should be top 50. Oh man, Nurkic's ranking also pretty bad. I thought he played pretty well for a few games, but now it's bad. Nurkic, a steal, 9 rebounds, 6 points. Robert Covington, here we go, 2 3, 7 rebounds, 3 steals and a block. Like if you want to trade Robert Covington if you can get any top 50 guy back, I wouldn't blame you. The top 50 guy, you probably want some good consistent counting stats. We know Robert Covington's upside is huge, as once the defensive stats start coming in. But the fact that he took 3 shots, he's gonna be that Draymond Green type of player. But he has to make up with his defense. This game, obviously enough, 3 steals and a block. Norman Powell, 22 points. Again, if Norman Powell has games like this, try to get any top 50, 60 guy. Norman Powell is probably 100 guy, can give us 15 points and couple of threes and a little bit defensive stats. 3 steals and 2 blocks. It's really good against this Cavs team. Against some young teams, you usually get more steals because especially if you play against the Rockets, Kevin Porter Jr. gonna throw you a lot of just give out gifts. And Anthony Simons played 24 minutes. It could be a points and 3 streamer. This game only won 15 points. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kevin Love was out. Who else was out? Yeah, Lauri Markkanen. So Lauri Markkanen is going to be out for a while. I don't think anybody's really worth a pickup. Just more minutes going to Evan Mobley and Jarrod Allen. So if you can sell those guys high during this time, go for it. Jarrod Allen, if you can get any top 30, I think both guys are top 50 material. If you can get top 30 guy back, I would. Evan Mobley, great, 11 rebound and a block, 11 points. Not the best game, but still solid enough. Jarrod Allen right now is a sell high. He played really well the game before that as well. 17 rebound, 24 points. A sell high. And the minutes won't be 40 minutes once, Kevin Love, comes back and Lauri Markkanen comes back. Right now, Jarrod Allen, 57th one, so he's not even top 50 yet for the season. But just know, another big man that shoots 0 threes. And so just got to think about your team build if you really want him on your team. And he's only averaging 1 block, so that's what's holding him back. 58% from the free throw line. Colin Sexton, just put up Colin Sexton numbers, 21 points and nothing else. I would, if I could get any top 50, 60, especially guys that in category leagues, I'll be looking to trade guys that, maybe don't, their team, they need scoring on their team. So like I can give them scoring 21 points for multiple categories. Like Colin Sexton for Josh Giddey could be a trade that you think about, could benefit both teams. Darius Garland. This year Garland hasn't really been taking a lot of shots. That's one thing I noticed. Just 9 shots yesterday, like 4th most on the team. He's just really dishing out assists, which is fine. So far his ranking is not good so far. He's 110th ranked player. I think he should be averaging 14.6. Sorry. I think he should be averaging around 17, 18 points. 2.2 threes. I think that could go up, actually. 2.4 rebounds, that's also a little bit low. 3. 8 assists is a bit high. 1.1 still sounds about right. So he could be a top 90 guy, and he's pretty valuable. One big thing right now is he's averaging 4 turnovers. So that's something to... Sorry, my cat. Hello? Yeah. So 4 turnovers. If that goes down to 3, that would really help his value. Or 2.5. 4 is... I know he's getting a lot of assists, but if he's pounding turnovers, that's totally fine. Ricky Rubio, 0 points. If you want to... I wouldn't say you want to drop him. Especially the assists and the steals. 7 assists is still good. You're not going to get 7 assists on the waiver wire. If you really don't like this guy, I would really do a 2-for-1s to trade to a team that need assists. Okay. Let's talk about the next game, the New York Knicks losing to the Indiana Pacers. All right, this game, Knicks finally a bad loss versus the Pacers team. RJ continues to be strong. If he's out on the waiver wire, I would pick him up, just ride with the wave. He took 20 shots, so that's at least he's giving you the points. He's usually a pretty decent rebounder. Julius Randle, buy low at the moment. He still pulled down 14 rebounds, 18 points. Struggle from the field. The team's gonna focus on Randle a little bit more. It's been a year now. So I would look to buy. Even though his rankings in category leagues is not good, but he's giving you points, rebounding, assists. So ranking wise, he's probably just top 40, 50 by the end of the year. Let me see where's Randle. He's still 30th ranked player right now. But he's averaging 1 block, so that's great. Yeah, if he struggles with his shooting for a few more weeks, I would look to buy low. His rebound is still solid. Mitchell Robinson, 2 points, 3 blocks, not the worst. 3 blocks is good. We know Mitchell. First of all, we want Mitchell Robinson to average 2 blocks and give us more rebound and field goal. We know he shoots 0 threes. That's the problem with big men, is that a lot of the big men, you just, the 3 categories, they give you absolutely nothing. So, Evan Fournier, 29 minutes. If Evan Fournier scored 30 points, I'm looking to sell high. To me, he's just a top 100 guy. Pretty boring. You don't want to drop him, obviously. Kemba Walker also struggled. Don't drop him. 2 for 11, just a bad shooting night. But we can see, Kemba's role on this team is he took 11 shots, like the 5th most on the team. So far this year, he's been doing some other stuff. Where's Kemba's rank? He's still 61st rank. I don't think he's going to be 61st. So if you can get any top 60, 70 guy back, I would do it for Kemba if he scored 30 points next game. To me, he's maybe 80, 90, maybe 100. It depends on his steal numbers. So right now, he's averaging 1.4. If he can sustain 1.4, top 60 is not too crazy. But if he goes back to 1, it's just a 90, 100 guy, give you 16 points. Hit a couple threes. Not the most exciting, but solid enough. For the Pacers, Caris LeVert. bad efficiency everywhere. No turnovers. That's fine. 1 steal and 3 blocks is really good. I think Pacer guys, all the Pacer starters are just putting up great fantasy numbers. So yeah, good game. If he, I don't think he's out on the waiver wire. His value depends on his efficiency and defensive stats, so he's gonna fluctuate up and down a lot, week to week. Sabonis, with everybody back, he took 8 shots this game, so it's a pretty bad game for him. And he fouled out in 34 minutes. And look at Miles Turner. Maybe he's playing against Mitchell Robinson, who can't get to outside. He took 10 threes, hit 7 of them. So again, a sell high. We see what happened with him just last week. When he had like 2 points, 4 points, he did absolutely nothing. This game, 25, 13 rebounds, still in 3 blocks. Either way, every game he should give us two blocks a game, but everything else is playing roulette. Chris Durote, 34 minutes, 10 points. Yeah, with everybody back, is he a must roster? He's still got 34 minutes, so I wouldn't drop him. If next game he plays well, I'd really look to sell him because only more and more people are coming back. TJ Warren going to be back. We don't know when he's coming back, but that's going to impact him huge. Already this game he took 9 shots. It's just one game, but still played 34 minutes, so that's great. He's not going to put up as many points or threes, but the other stats, rebound and defensive stats, should still be there. Malcolm Brogdon came back right away, played 36 minutes, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 block. And like I said, Pacer guys, I would look to trade them a month or 2 into the season because those guys in the beginning, they play hard. They play hard every night. It's hard to do it for the whole season. So once we get to the second half of the season, some of those guys are going to fall off. And TJ McConnell is probably a drop at this point, 17 minutes. Still give us 6 assists. That's great. Let's go to the next game. The Boston Celtics had a great win, 92-79. Jason Tatum remained to be a buy low. My God, what is his shooting percentage? Just crazy. 86-man player. I mean, in a lot of leagues, he's probably like a first-round guy. I think the counting stat all look fine. If your team is punting field goal, just try to get Jason Tatum. I would really try to get Jason Tatum. 24 points is fine. Like 8 rebounds, 24 points, that looks okay. But just 2 threes because he's shooting the ball really poorly. And 0.9 steals is also a bit low. Obviously, the efficiency are really, really bad. So yeah, buy low. Really buy low. Al Horford remains to be a sell high. He's taking rebounds and blocks away from Robert Williams. Robert Williams 12 and 6 are still in a block. That looks fine. But we want to see Robert Williams averaging 10 rebounds and 3 blocks. Playing alongside Al Horford, it's a small sample size, but if we compare Robert Williams' stats with with and without Al Horford on the court, I'm interested to see that. I think Al Horford is taking some of the rebounds and blocks away from him. But Al Horford, what's his rank? 5th ranked player. He's gonna rest today because he's sitting on back to back. So I would really, he could be a top 30 guy even, but try to sell him high. I don't know if he can do this also. I mean, even prime Al Horford is not doing this. And we're just really young into the season. Robert Williams, 1 steal and 1 block. Okay game. Jaylen Brown, 28 points. Okay efficiency, 3 threes, and really nothing else. And Marcus Smart, 4 assists, 4 rebound, a steal, and a block. An okay game for Smart. Don't really expect him to score too many points. It's the other stuff. So that's great. Dennis Schroeder. Yeah. This is what a bad game from Dennis Schroeder looks like. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He could be averaging 15 points. I could see that. 15 points, 5 assists. If he can bring in 1.23 steals, that would be great. But everything else, you don't expect too much out of Dennis. For the Orlando Magic, I mean, everybody played really, really poor. I wouldn't drop anybody. Franz Wagner still played 31 minutes. The concern is, what happens when, start more and more guys coming back. Markelle Fultz, Jonathan, Isaac, those guys gonna be back. What the rotation gonna look like? Cole Anthony right now looks pretty good. Wendell Carter Jr. got 35 minutes, so I don't know what the rotation is gonna be. Who's gonna lose out a minute? Because Markelle Fultz, I mean, he's a former #1 pick. They gotta give him minutes, right? I don't know how they're gonna work out their rotation. Oh, Kiki's already back, play 18 minutes, but that didn't really. Maybe that affected Mo Bamba. Well, Mo Bamba was fouled out, so I don't think that Mo Bamba's minutes has been impacted at all by the return of Okiki. Wendell Carter Jr. also not so much. He played 35 minutes, 13 rebounds, 13 points, so that's good enough. Mo Bamba, 2 steals in a block, obviously still a hold. If he sold high on him, congrats. Guys like this gonna be inconsistent, and in foul trouble from game to game. Cole Anthony, 37 minutes. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this guy. Took 18 shots despite the bad game. Jalen Suggs. Jalen Suggs only got 24 minutes. I don't know why. What happens when Fultz come back? So this is what I'm gonna do. If Jalen Suggs start playing well, scoring 30 points in one game, I'll look to sell high. For a couple games, if he plays well, I'll look to sell high. To get a more consistent guy. And we can always trade those consistent guys later once they go off. For the next game for the Bulls, they lost to the Sixers. So the Sixers racking up wins. Are they a regular season team? I'm not sure. DeRozan, man, gotta get a top 20, 30 guy back for DeRozan. Yes, you do that. 11 for 12, a monster game from DeRozan. He is 15th ranked player. So, yeah. 37 points, 10 rebound, 1 steal, great efficiency, a sell high, and Vucevic is a huge battle. If I can get Vucevic to DeRozan, I would absolutely do it, And I do worry his, points total. Is he going to go back? Is he going to be a 20-point scorer with everybody? Without with Zach LaVine and DeRozan right now, it's really DeRozan Zach LaVine show. They're gonna average 18, 19 field goals a game, and Vooch maybe more assists, maybe more defensive stats, but I think he should be a top 20 guy at least. And he's fairly healthy, don't really miss any games. Zach LaVine also great game, 27 points, 9 rebounds and a steal. 2 threes. The Bulls starter didn't play like Vucevic and Zach LaVine didn't. They were minus 16 while DeRozan was a plus 12. So Lonzo Ball, look at that, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 threes. The Bull brothers, they're such good fantasy guys. 3 just do everything. 5 turnovers is bad, but man, if you just forget about the efficiency and points, those other categories probably one of the best in the league. Fantasy guy in the league. Alex Caruso, 32 minutes, so we gotta roster him. If he plays consistent, play 30. We know Patrick Williams is out for season, so Alex Caruso just a hold. As long as he's getting the minutes, I think I want to hold him. 6 assists and 2 steals is really good. For the Philadelphia Sixers, Matisse Thybulle. Okay, maybe a sell high here. Danny Green was out, so he played 38 minutes. I don't know if Matisse Thybulle is the answer on this, is the puzzle on the Sixers. They have, mainly it's about spacing, with Joel Embiid at the center, doing those post-ups. It's about the spacing. So spacing is very important. And I do see Thybulle averaging 25 minutes, for the rest of the season. So he could give us really good defensive stats. But everything else is negative. Like, everything else is absolutely negative. So I would look to trade him. Like, if you can trade him to a team that really, really love the defensive stats, who knows, you might get top 50, 60 guy back. Furkan Korkmaz, not so much. Joel Embiid, struggling this season, I would say. Scoring enough points, I think. 41st ranked player, yeah. A lot of the first round guys right now are struggling. I mean, I think I mean, he's not the worst first round guy that's struggling right now at the moment. Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, and Harden. But Joel Embiid, 20.6 points a game. He was averaging 28, 27 points. So this is a huge drop off. Only 8.7 rebound as well. So what are you gonna do? You can't really sell him now, so you just hold. You just hold. 4.3 assists is nice though. 1 steal is okay. 1.6 blocks, and he's only shooting 41%. I don't know what's up with him. His knee is bothering him. I don't know. I just prefer him to just get it right. Just rest up. Don't play games until you're right. But at 5 for 9 from the free throw line, also bad. So not good from Joel Embiid so far. And he's gonna sit out some games, so that's another headache. Seth Curry, great, 22 points, 2 threes, 3 streamer for sure. Tyrese Maxey, this is why I keep saying if Tyrese Maxey has a good game, try to trade him, especially beginning of the season. With him playing 37 minutes, just put up very mediocre numbers. He's a top 100 guy. You don't drop him, but I would try to move him after he goes off. The next game, the Raptors, they're doing it. They're racking up wins over the Wizards. Wizards also started off the season pretty hot. For the Raptors, Svi played 35 minutes. He's a good streamer until who comes back. The rookie Scotty Bombs. A streamer for points and threes and steals maybe. OG great game. 21 minutes, 3 steals in a block, 3 threes. Took 20 shots. So great. Precious Achua. If you want rebounds, if he plays 25 minutes, he could get you 8 rebounds, but nothing else really. So not too interesting in him, to be honest. Gary Trent Jr. played 30. Yeah. I'm just really surprised on how he goes from one team to another. He just literally tripled his steal rate. 3 steals here, 15 points, 2 threes. So that's why steals is so tricky. If you're playing different teams, different defense schemes, just generally the steals you're getting could literally double or triple. I don't think block. A player. Blocks is another category. That obviously rebound points, those efficiency curves should not change that much. When you go to a different team. But steals, they change a lot, so it's hard to know. Fred VanVleet, 43 minutes. Oh man, the minutes super high for Freddie. 33 points, a steal and a block. A really good game. He's also been underperforming quite a bit. So was a buy low, but after this game, Chris Boucher, 17 minutes. Is he still a hold? I think it'll be crazy to still hold him. I'll be dropping and just move along. And Ken Burch, not really. So all the big guys from the Raptors, nobody really worth the roster at the moment. For the Wizards, KCP played 30 minutes, does nothing. 2 steals in the block and 9 rebound. To be fair, is really good. But usually he doesn't really do much. And Kyle Kuzma, I wouldn't drop him. He's been getting really decent points and rebounding. He was horrible before he left for an injury. 1 for 10. And with if he's gonna be out, who's gonna get those minutes? Danny Advia could be a stream, but even Danny Advia played 30 minutes is pretty. He's not a good fantasy guy. Daniel Gafford. So this game he was not in foul trouble, but he was horrible. He was minus 18. I would still look to sell Montrezl Harrell. I think it's at least a split minutes between Daniel Gafford and Montrezl Harrell, meaning Daniel Gafford should at least get in 24 minutes. So I would still try to sell Harrell high. I don't think he's going to get about 25 minutes every night. Daniel Gafford, don't drop him yet because he's a huge shot blocker. I would still hold. And at least see what happens. Let's say in the next week, 2 weeks, he's getting 20 minutes a night, then we could potentially think about dropping him. Or try to trade him. In 20 minutes, he still averaged 2 blocks. Bradley Beal, 38 minutes, 25 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, a steal and a block. Good game from Bradley Beal. Also a very slow start. Another first round, second early, super slow start. Spencer Dinwiddie, 12 points and 3 assists, pretty disappointing. Amartya Sarah remain to be a very, very sell high. The next game, the Atlanta Hawks losing to the Brooklyn Nets. Wow, Deandre Hunter, sell him high. He's not going to do this. But, if you want to pick him up, I don't hate it. Who knows? If he plays this, because he's playing so well, he got 33 minutes. So if he plays well like this, maybe coach is going to give him more minutes. And, who lose out? Cam Reddish lost out. He was obviously horrible, minus 25. So it's situational. Whoever is playing well going to get more minutes. Yeah. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he's like he did last season for a stretch of time. He was shooting 60%. John Collins, 36 minutes. Good enough. Still in 2 blocks. And we talked about John Collins many times. I look at him as more of the top 50 guy. So if he plays well, top 20, top 30, try to get those guys back. One of those guys. Clint Capella, 32 minutes. 16 rebound. Capella also be pretty underwhelming so far this season. 16 rebound is good. Last year, every time I remember, I look at his game logs. 15 rebounds, 16 rebounds, 2 blocks. Right? This game, this is wild, 16 rebounds is obviously good. Against the smaller Nets, I would say. Bogdanovic, just really, 3 steals is good. But, one of those guys I look to trade. Sell him high if he goes off. Trae Young, 21 points, 10 rebound, and 10 assists and 9 rebound. Bad efficiency. Trae Young went to free throw line 11 times. This game 8 times. So he's figuring out other ways to get to the free throw line. So that's good. No defensive stats. Cam Reddish maybe was a pickup before this game. This game showed that, hey, it's hard to roster guys like this on your roster full time. For the Nets, Kevin Durant, great, 32. It's about, KD's health. Per game basis, very, very solid. I mean, I would even say KD is a top 5 guy per game basis. So it's about how many games is he going to miss. Bruce Brown, in the meanwhile, we could at least stream him. He got 30 minutes, 2 steals and a block. Usually he gets more rebound than that, so that's great. Blake Griffin played 30 minutes. That's interesting. But we know, give the guy 40 minutes. Don't worry about it. Joe Harris, huge game. 6 threes, 18 points, 2 steals and a block. Probably the best game for Joe Harris. Against the Hawks, the Hawks gave out decent amount of steals, just throw them away. Although collectively they only got 7 as a team. So good. James Harden. Oh man. In 9 category leagues, even in points league, I think Harden's still being okay. Where's Harden? The quote unquote slow start. He's still the 22nd ranked player, averaging just 18 points. I think he should be at least averaging 22, 23. This game, he got 11 assists. I think because guys like Patty Mills, Joe Harris, they have it going. So just got to feed them the ball, And he obviously struggled from the field. So far this season, what's his field goal attempts? Yeah, he's only shooting 14 times and didn't really go to the free throw line, shooting sub 40%. So I think Harden at some point is going to start really putting on monster lines. We saw it, a couple games ago. He had 29 points, went to free throw line 17 times. I'm still high on Harden. So, and despite of the slow start, he's top 22nd round. He's still a top 5 guy to me. And some owners, they look at, oh my God, only 16 points from Harden. What's going on? I'll look to trade. I mean, he's doing the other stuff. 11 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. And 5 threes, actually. So it's good stuff. Eldridge, Patty Mills, don't worry about them. Patty Mills could be a 3-point streamer. Let's look at the next team. The Denver Nuggets losing to the Memphis Grizzlies. Michael Porter Jr. remain to be a buy low. 11 rebound is really, really nice. But the minutes is very, very secure. 35 minutes, no worries. A buy low, I think he's at least a top 50 guy. And if he pound the assists, great. Aaron Gordon, 30 minutes. We could roster him. Solid enough. 2 blocks, 9 points. And I think Jokic banged his knee again. We don't know he's going to miss any games, but this game, great. 34 points. Jokic, to me, remain to be the number 1 guy. I think he should be better than Steph Curry. So if somebody come to you say, hey, I want your Curry for my Jokic. I think you do it. Obviously, depend on your team build, but if we look at everything, Jokic should be better than Curry, in my opinion. Will Barton played 40 minutes. It's very up and down. I'll look to sell him. Where is Will Barton? 63rd ranked player. Yeah, again, any top 70. I mean, top 80 guy even. I would do it probably. Like Evan Mobley right now is ranked 80th. If I get Will Barton for Evan Mobley, oh man, Brandon Ingram, yeah, guys like this for sure. It's hard to get guys like Brandon Ingram, Devin Booker, because they're bigger names. But yeah, so far he's just really, really solid. He'll give you 15 points. 1.4 steals and 0.8 blocks is too high. Realistically, 1 steal and 0.6 blocks. And efficiency is also a bit high for Will, 47.6%. He's up and down. I would look to sell him high. Monty Morris, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, just very, very boring fantasy guy. For the Grizzlies, JJJ finally had a great game, and is able to play 30 minutes. That's the most important thing. He's so far, like 80% of the games, he was in some kind of foul trouble. He still committed 3 fouls. 3 blocks, 8 rebounds, so 5 threes. He's a huge, with Porzingis out, he's like the best 3 points and threes and blocks guy. Probably this year, probably better than Porzingis. Desmond Bane, 3 threes. I mean, he's averaging a ridiculous amount of threes at the moment. And again, Dillon Brooks is going to be back. The Anthony Melton owners, Desmond Bane owners, come on, really just try to sell them. Do any trade, just get rid of them. Steven Adams, 8 rebounds. I'm not saying they're going to lose all the value, but if they lose 30% of the value, they're already like top 70, 80 guys. So if they lose out, they become like 130, 140. That's not mass roster. They become stream guys. Ja Morant cooled off, but 3 steals is really good. 2 for 7 from the free throw line. I don't know what's up with that. If Ja can bring those defense, that would really help his value. Last couple of years, he was only averaging like 1 steal, not even 1 steal. So far this year, good. 28th ranked player, so that's good to see. 27 points is not sustainable. 1.9 steals. If you push up to 1.5, hey, that'll help a lot. And all the other Grizzly bench guys, they just run their rotation is long. They played, up to here, 8 guys getting over 20 minutes. And Dillon Brooks is coming back. If Dillon Brooks is out on the waiver, you could grab him. He could give you 50, 16 points a game. And last year he was getting 1.3 steals. So if you pounding field goal, go for sure go grab him. The next game is the Clippers. This is Clippers playing the Timberwolves. This is for Patrick Beverley. Paul George gotta sell high, man. If you can get Curry, Yoke, don't think about it. Just do it. Averaging 0.9 steals. This game only 1 steal. Paul George is not gonna do this all season. He was top 3 in Oklahoma City. That's because he's averaging 2 steals. I could see him getting back for the rest of the season. I could see him getting back to 1.5. He's shooting 50% from the field, 86% from the field. He is a top 10 guy. But he's not as consistent as the other guys in the top 10. He's just not consistent. So it's really hard start. I look to look like for Karl Anthony Towns, I probably do it. But again, it depends on your team build. If it makes sense. Zubac played 34 minutes actually versus Cat. But again, it's not guaranteed he played 34 minutes every night. Last year he probably just played 20. Batum right now playing really well. Maybe it's time to pick him up, at least stream him. If you want some defensive stats and rebound, I mean, he's a guy that does everything. 20 points, he probably won't do it again this season. Eric Bledsoe, struggling pretty hard at the moment. 25 minutes, 7 assists and still in the block. I would still hold. He would sell high like after first 2-3 games. I would still hold. We know Eric Bledsoe is inconsistent. and he was playing bad, so he didn't get the 30 minutes. Still got 25. Luke Kennard, came in and played well, 28 minutes. He didn't play well, but he played 20 minutes. And Terrence Mann, we got to pick him up. He played 30 minutes, 17 points, really good. But, a lot of the Clipper guys, the minutes are up and down. Like, guys like Batum, Bledsoe, Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard, their minutes depend on how, the situation depend on how well they play. Really, like, Reggie Jackson and Paul George, the only guy. Like, Zubac, too. Reggie Jackson and Paul George, consistent 30-plus minutes. Reggie, huge game, gotta sell him high, You have to sell him high. 29 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and a steal. 7 threes. Reggie Jackson, if you can't get any even consistent top 60, 70 guy back, I'd probably do it. He offered no defensive stats, bad efficiency, just the points, and maybe a little bit points, threes, and a little bit of assists. 123rd ranked player. Any top 80 guy, gotta do it. For the Timberwolves, I mean, a couple guys are out at the moment. Dillon should be back next game. So Patrick Beverley, if you can sell him after this game, or even Malik Beasley, sure. Josh Okogie started to play 10 minutes. Why start him? Jaden McDaniels, first game I remember he had 4 steals and 3 blocks, and after that game, every single game was a flop for him. So yeah, drop him everywhere. Karl Anthony Towns struggled shooting the ball, but still solid. 4 steals. Good game from Cat. 11 rebounds. Anthony Edwards, huge game. He had 6 turnovers, but 21 shots. That's good to see. 28 points. Well, they lost, but maybe that's not the best idea. 28 points, 3 steals and a block, 6 assists, 3 threes. I mean, a monster. Anthony Edwards, the defensive stats. I really want to see him push the steal rate up to 1.4, 1.5. Then he's a top 30 guy. And he can only go up from here. And Jarrod Vanderbilt actually played 27 minutes. I look to pick him up. We know what this guy can do. Super efficient, grab a lot of rebounds, get a lot of steals and blocks. I look to he took 13 shots even. Third most on the team. I'll look to pick him up, see what happens. If he plays bad, then drop him. The next game, the Dallas Mavericks barely beating their rival San Antonio Spurs. Luka Doncic, 23 points. 12 rebounds is nice. 7 assists, 2 steals. But just look at the efficiency. When's the last time he made a free throw, man? 94th ranked player. Luka is one of those guys, it's hard to buy low because he was getting drafted so high, and the counting stats also look good. But in 9 category leagues, the other categories, he's not so good. So don't draft this guy in the top 5, guys. Jalen Brunson must pick up at the moment. 36 minutes. I know Porzingis is out. If Porzingis comes back, maybe they play differently. But man, we got to pick up Jalen Brunson. 31 points and 10 rebounds even. Went to free throw line 15 times. Huge game, 2 steals. And Luka, I would say, is struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's because he went to the Olympics, didn't have the rest that he needed, or he's a little bit out of shape. I don't know. Like, even his counting stats a bit low. Dwight Powell, not really. Dorian Finney-Smith could be a streamer. 3 steals and a block is nice. And Tim Hardaway Jr., great game. I mean, if you need points and threes, I don't know if there are better guys out, better guys than him. If you can bring 2 steals, that's always good. A surprise. For the San Antonio Spurs, Keldon Johnson, man, just not good. 16 points, 6 rebounds, nothing else in a steal. 31 minutes. Drew Eubanks had a start. We could stream him, That guy is out for COVID protocol. What's his name? Shoot, my memories. Jacob Poeltl, yes. Jacob Poeltl is out. So he's going to miss for a while. So we could pick him up. We could pick up Drew and see what happens. McDermott came back, played 25 minutes. Not a good fantasy guy. Derek Wyatt and DeJounte Murray, let's look at what they did. Derek Wyatt, pretty good. 19 points, a steal and a block, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and 1 3. Yes, he's a 8 category guy. Has a little bit of turnovers, and his field goal is not the greatest. DeJounte Murray remains to be a sell high. 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 7 block, 2 threes. Well, he's blocking shots this season. You know, he could be a top 40 guy. He's so good in fantasy. Devin Vassell, 31 minutes. Had his best game of the season, for sure. But the minutes is up and down. And guess who got 22 minutes? Thaddeus Young. He was getting DNPs beginning of the season. I would monitor him. He could be a top 50 guy in just 25 minutes. Look what he did. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 7 block, 2 blocks. I wouldn't pick him up yet because Jakob Poeltl was out. In the short term, I was streaming maybe. He's getting minutes because Poeltl was out, so, you know. But yeah, it's weird, you know, where minutes distribution for this game. Let's look at the next game. The Charlotte Hornets losing to the Golden State Warriors. Man, Miles Bridges, is he gonna be a top 10 player this season? There's a possibility, you know. I wouldn't bet on it, but there's a possibility. I would be pretty comfortable betting Miles Bridges finishes a top 40 guy now after this game. 32 points, 5 threes, good efficiency. I mean, we know his efficiency has been good over the years. It's his lack of defensive stats. And this year, he's getting the defensive stats, and his usage is through the roof. He played 37 minutes this game. So he could finish as a top 40, not should. Yeah, he should finish as a top 40 if we look at everything. And with his breakout, I think it's impacting other guys a little bit, like Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward. LaMelo Ball should be fine. Gordon Hayward also, I mean, good game, 11 rebounds. I would look to trade Gordon Hayward. If I can get any top 50 guy back, I would. Because Miles Bridges is breaking out. I think it's impacting him a little bit. Terry Rozier, buy low at the moment, for sure. 2 for 12, 5 points, 6 rebounds, nothing else. But I look at Terry as mainly he won't be a top 50 guy. Maybe top 70, 80. LaMelo Ball, great. Bad efficiency, but 4 steals, 8 assists. Not much to talk about. He played 33 minutes. That's the most important thing. Beginning of the season, it was weird. Like, he was only playing 29. Now it's 33. So, Cody Martin getting 25 minutes while P.J. Washington, Kelly Oubre Jr. getting 17 and 13 minutes. Kelly Oubre Jr. is a drop at this point, you know. Everybody, like, Cody Martin is getting more minutes than him, so got to drop him. Cody Martin could stream him for some defensive stats and a little bit of rebounds. He's a good rebounder. For the Warriors, the big news here is Curry. You know, when Curry is struggling shooting, he's doing the other stuff. I still think Jokic should be the number 1 guy, but Curry is very close, top 2. These guys top 2. 8 rebounds, 9 assists, still on the block. You know, bad game from Curry, but he still did everything else. And why Curry was bad? Look at the plus and minus. Jordan Poole was a plus 28 while Curry was a minus 1. I guess this is a breakout game from Jordan Poole. Obviously a sell high. And if you can get any like consistent top 80 guy back for Poole, I would. You know, he's been very inconsistent. If you're punting field goals, he probably fits your team better. And 4 steals is obviously good. One thing I noticed from Poole is, you know, his steal rate is good. Last year really wasn't getting a lot of steals, even in limited minutes. This year, after this game, you know, after this game is 91st ranked player. So who knows? Maybe he can finish as a top 80, 90 guy. So maybe I'll push for like top 60, 70 if he plays. Like, he's averaging 1.6. If he can average 1.4 steals and improve his shooting a little bit, you know, then, you know, he could average 60 points. You know, that's why if he's struggling, I wouldn't drop him. But with the return of Clay, also he will get impacted a lot. Not a lot. He's only playing 28 minutes, so I don't know. When Clay comes back, they're clearly pretty high on this guy, so they should still find him 28 minutes a night at least. Kevon Looney, not interested. Draymond Green, a plus 26 as well. You know, just ignore his efficiencies because the volume is 2 for 5. Like, who cares? If he shoots 2 for 5 the rest of the year, like, it's not really impacting your team's overall field goal because the volume is so little. 1 for 3 from the free throw line is pretty bad. 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and okay game from Draymond. Andrew Wiggins, okay game from him. But yeah, this game is all about Jordan Poole. And like I said, if you can get a top 70 guy back, consistent top 70 guy back, I'd probably do it. That's his upside, I think. Best case scenario, he's top 70 this year. Last game of the night, the New Orleans Pelicans losing to the Sacramento Kings. Josh Hart we gotta stream him at the short moment because he got 32 minutes. This game he didn't play that well, but if Brandon Ingram continues to be out, if Zion Williamson continues to be out, they will find minutes for him. And guess who played 34 minutes? Garrett Temple, our old friend. I didn't even know he's on this team, to be honest. 12 points, 9 rebounds. Don't stream him. I mean, if he gets 30 minutes, sure. But I think next game, who knows? If Brandon Ingram comes back, let's not worry about him. Yeah, Valanciunas minutes finally. Still grabbed to 11 rebounds. That's why he could be top 40, top 30. But if he started playing 28, 27 minutes, that's more a top 50 guy. So it's about his minutes. 11 rebounds is good. Either way, still great. Nickeil Alexander-Walker bounced back. 16 points, a steal, 4 assists. That's why we don't drop him. If he punting field goal, I would target to buy him. Devontae Graham, 16 points, 7 assists. Decent game from Devontae. And Ingram should be back soon. For the Kings, Harrison Barnes remains to be a sell high. Any top 30 value, top 40 value, top 50, I don't think I would hesitate too much to sell Harrison Barnes. Harkless are still in the block. Could be a defensive streamer. The minutes are pretty good. Richaun Holmes. What? I think he got ejected. It's not like he didn't get hurt. So, he'll be a top 20, 30 guy. So I wouldn't worry. Tyrese Halliburton, a huge game. This is why he's getting drafted in the top 50s. His counting stats is not sexy, but his defensive stats very, very high. Already, his first 2 games are bad, but already 37th ranked player in 9 category leagues. He just averaged 13. I could see him averaging 15. 1-3 is also a bit low. 3.6 rebound is also low. 5.5 assists is okay. 1.4 steals is okay. Who knows? Could be higher. And 1.4 blocks is a bit high. So all things considered, he should very comfortably be a top 50 guy and with top 30 upside in 9 category leagues. De'Aaron Fox shot the ball okay, finally. 8 for 14. 19 points. Still a buy low candidate. He should be better than what he's been doing, to be honest. He's not even ranked inside of 200. That's how bad he was. I mean, the Russell Westbrook level of bad in terms of the efficiency, how much it hurts you. Davion Mitchell, interesting. I think he scored 18 points last game. He had 12. No defensive stats. But if he's getting 26 minutes a night, we could look to stream him at least. He's not ranked inside 200. But because you got De'Aaron Fox, you got Buddy Hield, it's hard to find minutes for Davion Mitchell, right? Maybe they can move, maybe when they go small, they move Harrison Barnes to the power forward and Tyrese Halliburton to small forward, and he could be a shooting guard. But yeah, Buddy Hield, just 23 minutes. I wouldn't worry too much, because this game with Richaun Holmes out, Alex Len came in and played 20 minutes, and Davion Mitchell somehow got 26. I think Buddy Hield should be getting close to 30 every night. So I would not drop him. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.